What's up, all my Ewoks, droids, and Wookiees? It's Anna, also known as that Star Wars girl. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the controversial actions of Daemon Targaryen that set the internet on fire and people are losing their minds in the season finale of House of the Dragon. Now, I put out a video earlier of my review of the season finale. You guys should go check that out if you guys haven't already. It is linked below in the description of this video. But guys, before I get into the topic, my channel is hardcore shadow banned here on YouTube, so every single like, share, comment really helps out my channel fighting the pesky YouTube algorithms. And if you guys haven't already, maybe take a minute, smash that subscribe button or ring the bell for notifications. Make sure that that bell is set to all. That way you actually get notifications when I put out videos and live streams. And now that that's out of the way, let's get on to the topic. All right, everyone, so I have some visual aids pulled up so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. Now, start off, I think that some of the outrage about what happened in the season finale of House of the Dragon is pretty much due to all of the fangirls and fanboys of Daemon that are into the shipping culture, because which kind of is bizarre to me because they're usually the ones that like the bad boys, but they're like screaming that, oh my gosh, you made him abusive and you made him out of character. Like, it's so out of character for Daemon. I'm like, you do realize like Daemon like murdered one of his wives, like in cold blood. He showed up, made sure she got hurt, and then killed her with a rock. Like, this isn't exactly an honorable dude in that way. Like, this isn't a guy that's above hurting people, even like women that can't defend themselves. Like, he's not the best dude, but right now we have this thing going on in our culture where people get this like hard on for people that they in real life are like attracted to in some way, and they ship them with these characters and they lose their mind. We've seen it happen. I feel like it really started with Twilight. Like, I remember, you know, when all of that fiasco went on, everyone's like, oh, are you team Edward or team Jacob? I'm like, well, if you actually read the book, you know that there is no team Jacob. Like, the entire time Bella is only in love with Edward. Even when she's in New Moon, when she has to spend the entire time with Jacob, she's doing everything in her power to remind herself of Edward. So there really isn't any competition there, but it wasn't a competition with, you know, the characters, because if you actually read the book, you would know that it was a competition with all of the crazy fangirls that were in love with these fictional characters, and that skews them from the reality of the situation, even if it is a fantasy situation, but it's the facts of that fantasy universe. And I feel like that's what's going on right now with people losing their mind about Daemon and the stuff that happens in Rhaenyra. Also, guys, by the way, there is going to be spoilers for the season finale, so if you guys don't want spoilers, maybe wait until after you've watched the episode to watch this video. And if you guys don't care about spoilers, then great, you know, sit back and you guys are going to find out what happened. So a lot of people are losing their mind because Daemon chokes Rhaenyra. And they're like, oh my God, I can't believe that he was abusive to his wife. He loves Rhaenyra. This is so out of character for him. I'm like, he's been murdering people since episode 1. Like, he had complete spite for his brother. I mean, he was willing to go out of his way to ruin her reputation so that way Viserys would be forced to marry her to him. Like, he obviously isn't the best guy in the world. So him, like, people acting like it's such a surprise that he would do something like that, because they're like, oh, well, Matt Smith talks about how he made him like love his brother. It's like, yeah, he does love his brother. He is loving towards his brother. That doesn't, I mean, look at all the shit that he did to his brother, that he put his brother through. I mean, like, he went out of his way to, you know, basically do shit with his teenage niece so that way his brother would be trapped in a situation. He's constantly, you know, fighting with his brother over things, and he's constantly making his brother's life more difficult. Like, he was very spiteful towards his brother. And so, and again, he did shit to Rhaenyra when she was a teenager, like a young teenager. So, I mean, you think that this is out of character for him? It's like, well, you're not watching the same show. But no, people watch things with goo goo gaga glasses, and they don't like it when things don't go their way. I mean, heck, even look at the Psycho Raylos and them getting mad at, you know, the last not Star Wars episode, the Disney fan fiction Star Wars, with, you know, everything that happened between Ben and Rey. Like, you can't please these people unless you do exactly what they want, and then they'll complain that it was too predictable. These people, like, they should just stop trying, which I think that the show did that. The show wasn't trying to please the weird shippers. They like, well, this is what this character would do. And if you watch a little in scene with the directors and they talk about this, and they're like, yeah, Daemon doesn't control his emotions well. When he snaps, he resorts to violence. And that's, Daemon is a very flawed character. Like, he was just going to leave his wife, the first wife, he was just going to leave her there. And then she nagged him. And so he smashes her head in with a rock. You can nag this man into, inciting violence. And that's exactly what happened. So in this episode, it starts off with, them finding out that, father died, or that his brother died. And so he's basically just like, that bitch Alicent fucking murdered my brother, even though it's like, dude, your brother's been sick for decades. Like, the last time you saw him, he's missing half of his fucking face. He had to be carried around. Like, you had to help him onto the throne. Like, it's not a surprise as, because he asked, how did my brother die? And she's like, I don't know. It's like, anyone with that kind of terminal illness, I don't think that you're going to be too surprised to find out that they died. Yeah, the timing is kind of sus, but I mean, it's kind of a logical conclusion. Like, Rhaenyra doesn't ask how he died. She's just like, oh shit, my freaking father died. But he immediately goes and blames Alicent. It's like, that bitch killed my fucking brother. And I mean, there might be some truth to that, in the fact that, like, he exhausted his energy, and, she's been giving him milk of the poppy for so long that, he has, I don't know, like, no immune system, and he has no pain tolerance. So yeah, he did die. So maybe there was, and that stress that she gave him, maybe that was a partial cause of it, but she didn't murder him. She could have smothered him at any time. She could have done it decades ago if she wanted to, and nobody would have said anything. She could have gone in, smothered him, or drugged him, gone back to bed, and then, woken up and by one of her servants telling her that the king died. And she could have done this a long time ago, but she didn't. So throughout this episode, him and Rhaenyra, they it's very obvious that they didn't have a conversation about what to do, because she immediately went into labor and, had that, tragic birth. And the whole time he's not with her. The whole time he's planning a war. He doesn't go to her. He doesn't go and hold her hand or, try to help her in any way. And he's planning this war, and you can hear her screaming, having this, terrible birth. And everyone's like looking at him like, do you want to talk to the maester? Like, dude, we can hear your wife screaming. And he doesn't. I honestly think he's scared. Like, that's just my impression from it, is that he's scared that if he goes and like sees her, that he'll never be able to unsee it. And because of what happened with Lena and her birth, like, he's just afraid, and he doesn't know how to handle himself in that situation where he literally has no control over it. So he's doing the only thing he can do, which is plan out a war. And so they have a little conversation, and I mean, you can see it in his eyes that he's like, we need to do this. We need to, like, here, let me zoom in. We need to get this shit like taken care of. And she's like, no, like, you don't understand, because he's like, they're going to kill us. They're going to kill us. They're going to kill our children. They're going to kill my girls. They're going to kill your boys. They're going to kill our boys that we had together. We just lost a baby. You are the rightful heir. You were the one that my brother named. It was your throne. We need to go and get it. And she's like, no, the Song of Ice and Fire. And then she's like, oh, wait, my dad didn't tell you about the Song of Ice and Fire. And that's when he chokes her, because he gets mad, because it's in that moment that she realizes that Viserys never truly saw Daemon as his heir. He always thought that it would be either her or one of the sons that could have possibly been born to him and Queen Aemma. But obviously, and he didn't, and he told her and not Daemon. And so Daemon gets angry and he chokes her. Now, I said this in my review. I don't think that it's the way that people think. I think that maybe they're into weird stuff in the bedroom, or kinky stuff, I should say, in the bedroom. Like, Daemon's a weird fucking dude. I wouldn't be surprised if he's into choking and like BDSM shit. Like, he's crazy. He's a crazy dude. So, and I mean, Rhaenyra's just as fucking crazy. When he took her to that whorehouse and he's all trying to make out with her when she's a teenager, she was into it too. I feel like they have some weird kinky sex. And I mean, like, look at her. This isn't the face of like, he's trying to kill me, like my husband is choking me, like this is abuse. It's like, yeah, obviously she's getting choked. But even after this happens, she doesn't get mad at him. Like, she doesn't scream at him. She doesn't yell at him. She's not like, oh my God, I can't believe you did that to me. They just kind of go about their day, obviously, you know, having their little spat, and they don't really say anything to one another. So in this, at least in my opinion, looking at it, I'm like, he's a weird dude. She's a weird chick. They probably are into like kinky, heated shit. It seems like this is more of like a power dynamic between them that isn't out of the ordinary, because she's not reacting like this is out of the ordinary for them. Like, she is a little shocked, which maybe it's because it's outside of the bedroom that it's happening. But even that, she doesn't act hurt. Like, oh my God, I can't believe my husband just choked me when we were having an argument. So that makes me think that maybe they both do that, you know, during their adult time. So that was just my take on the situation. And I mean, it's Game of Thrones. I wouldn't be freaking surprised if that's the case. But people are losing their mind over this. Like, oh my God, they made him abusive. The Game of Thrones writers did him dirty. And it's like, George R. R. Martin is like a consultant on this. The author is literally a consultant. Also, have you not watched Game of Thrones? I mean, do you know how many intense rape scenes there have been in Game of Thrones? But because everyone that's crying about this wants to fuck Matt Smith, they're all mad about it. And it's like, again, this makes me feel like none of them are you know, sexually active, or none of them, you know, they're only into vanilla stuff. Because I mean, you think that this mofo isn't into choking? I'm sure he's into a lot of freaky shit. Choking would probably be the most normal aspect of that. And again, the reason why I think that, on top of him being crazy, is her reaction to it. She doesn't scream at him. She doesn't yell at him. They never bring it up again. This makes me, and she's not even like crying. She's just like, when he lets go of her, it's like an unspoken thing, which makes me think that this isn't the first time that this has happened. And it's probably part of their baby making escapades. And, I mean, she doesn't even look shocked here. Like, look at that face. It's just like, he's choking me kind of thing. It doesn't seem out of the norm. She's not freaking out like her eyes are all big in shock that he's doing this. It's just, he's doing this right now. And it didn't seem out of place for him to do it either, at least in my opinion. And then at the end of the episode, when Luke dies and Daemon finds out, and he takes her and he, you know, holds her hand and he whispers at her, she's not, I mean, if you have power like she does, and you're in a relationship with somebody that out of nowhere just choked you, and you're afraid of them and you're angry at him, I mean, she's got plenty of nights. It's not like she's some, you know, woman that's being abused that has no power, and that's the whole thing, that, you know, the man is beating her and she has nothing. She's got a ton of fucking nights that will kill Daemon if she wanted them to. Like, she could turn on Daemon and be completely fine, right? She has all of the knights at her side. She has her sons. They have their dragons. Like, if she really wanted to get rid of Daemon because, oh my God, he's abusive towards me, she could. But she doesn't. And they even have this tender moment, which makes me think they're just into weird kinky sex. And this whole thing about him, you know, having an emotional outburst and choking her, it's not out of the norm. And I mean, you can even look at Star Wars when Anakin chokes Padme, and like, that's a huge thing. Like, oh my God, this man that was like in love with her, that he, you know, broke his Jedi vows to be with her. They're living in secret. They have the secret love and secret marriage, even though it's kind of blatantly obvious. When Anakin's choking Padme, you can see it. She's crying. She's like, oh my, like choking. She's like, Anakin, like she can't believe it. She loses the fucking will to live. So that makes me, you know, that a very different reaction than the reaction that Rhaenyra has. So that makes me think that this isn't out of the norm for them, and they're probably into weird kinky sex and stuff like that. So yeah, everyone losing their mind. I think you all are maybe just a little bit on the vanilla side and the innocent side of things, at least in my opinion. All right, guys. Well, I know that was a little like lengthy of me, but I feel like I had to explain things a little bit more, because I see this blowing up on Twitter. I saw when the leaks came out, it blowing up on Instagram and people losing their minds. And I just wanted to give my 2 cents on it, because I mean, it's Game of Thrones. And like I said, for the past, 13 minutes. I don't think it's out of the norm. So that's just my take on it. If you guys, you know, let me know what you think about this down below in the comment section below. If you think it's out of character for him, let me know. If you agree with me and think, yeah, he's probably into weird fucking shit and they're probably into kinky shit. Yeah, I agree with you. Let me know down below in the comment section. And if you guys liked this video, please smash the like button. If you didn't, that's okay too. Thank you so much for watching this far through. And guys, my channel is hardcore shadow ban, so every single like, share, comment really, really helps out my channel fighting the pesky YouTube algorithms. And if you guys haven't already, take a minute, smash that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications. Make sure that that bell is set to all. That way you actually get notifications when I post videos and when I do live streams. And now that's finally. May the force be with you. I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day, morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And may the force be with you once again. Because we are really, really, really going to need it. Bye, everyone. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed my video. Thank you so much again for supporting my channel and my content. And if you guys would like to support me further, my cosplay calendar, my gamer edition cosplay calendar is live still now on Indiegogo for a limited time only. We were very, very successful in the campaign and we are currently in demand. In demand is only going to be up for a limited time only. So be sure to go check it out before we take this down. And guys, once again, thank you so much for this. If you guys want to go and back this campaign, the link is down below in the description of this video, and make sure that you guys check it regularly because I do add updates on there and more photos are coming soon. So thank you guys. And last but not least, guys, I have a Twitch that I am trying to go. I am at 5.7K followers right now, and I'm trying to get to 10,000 by the end of the year. So if you guys haven't gone and followed me over on Twitch, go and do so now. The link is in the description of this video. I play a lot of games on here like Elden Ring and KOTOR, so go check it out if you haven't already. And that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.